And I did my little study on the Matthew 23, and then I realized, wow, what else is in this Matthew in Hebrew? It looks like nobody's studying it. It's been completely ignored by certainly by the academic establishment of the New Testament studies. And so I thought, all right, I could study this on my own, and I had started to do that. And as I was reading things, I realized I could see all this information, but I don't know what the questions are. I need someone who is coming at this text as, and I'll use the term, a canonical text. Right? I'm coming at the text like I could be reading Shakespeare, or I could be reading more like, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls are, very important to me as a Jew. They're part of the ancient heritage of the Jewish people. They're written in the Hebrew language. But when I read the Book of Jubilees, it's not the Bible for me.
Right.
So I thought I need someone who, in order to do this with full integrity, I need someone who can read this as their text.
Sacred text.
Sacred. I'll use the word sacred text.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking for sure. Someone who could read this as their sacred text and ask questions that would never occur to me, and also, of course, give answers. And I thought, well, I can't do that with your typical Christian because they'll just try to convert me. And I'll give you a secret that you might not know about.
Okay.
Before I contacted you, I contacted some Messianic Jews in Jerusalem. And I asked to read with them this text.
Well, you've never told us before.
I haven't.
You actually contacted other people before you contacted me?
Absolutely.
Lama.
And we tried studying the text with them. I tried studying the text with them, and there was no. It's hard to explain. It was like I was speaking to people who were in a trance. In that I'm like, okay, what does this mean? What are the different possible explanations? And all they could do is bam, 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 conversion, conversion, conversion. And I'm like, no, I understand you want to convert me. But what did here's this man who taught these things 2,000 years ago, and this might be as close as we can get as a glimpse of what the original Hebrew would have been like, right? It's not the original manuscript, it's copies of copies, and it's been transmitted, but we can try to get a glimpse of some of the flavor of what he taught. And it was just conversion, 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 conversion. And I'm like, well, this is going nowhere because we're not having a conversation. They're talking at me. We're not having a dialogue. Who can I have a dialogue with? And we were having these conversations trying to read the Gospel of Matthew.
Oh, my
goodness. It was like I was talking to robots because they were just spitting out these almost cliches to try to convert me. And I'm like, can't we just read what the text says without you trying to convert me? And they really couldn't. Now, I'm not saying that's all Messianics, but the folks that I was talking to, one of who I was actually friends with for a number of years before that, it was just maybe in their DNA in some way. And look, I understand they had this passion and love for Yeshua that they wanted, me to embrace as well, right? Okay, I understand that, and I can even respect that. But that's not why we got together. We got together to try to read and understand this text. They brought the perspective as a sacred text, but let's deal with the text, not what your conversion agenda is.
Right.
And they weren't able to do that. And after a few sessions, I'm like, yeah, this is a waste of everybody's time, right? And that's when I contacted you, and I said, can we suspend one of the rules and study Hebrew Matthew together? And it's one of the things that's blessed me in my life more than anything else.